Howdy, everybody. Oh, we are still buffering in. Alrighty. Well, as we get started, I want to welcome everybody and say good afternoon and welcome to another installment of Tuesday Talks. Normally, our web calls are we have a dynamic speaker, but we got me today. I'm Kyle Sadler, president of Precept Wealth Management. Um, and also, normally we invite everybody to have your friends join us for Tuesday Talks, but today we want to dedicate it just exclusively to clients because this is all about you. This is all about your account, how to access the new redesigned website and how to access the account. So we're going to talk about a lot of the new cool features that can be used, and then just how to navigate this. So before I begin, if you have not gone through the account setup steps, okay, and you would know if you've gone through the account setup steps, okay. So one of the first things that would happen is you received an email from either myself for my clients, David for his clients, or Lindsay. You would need to go through those steps first. We're going to send you an email and it's going to give you a link. Now, we are very, very cautious about security. And so what happens is this invitation expires after 7 days. So if you got that email and you're like, oh, I'll get around to it, just know that if you didn't respond to it and set up the access portal, then you won't have access to it right now. So we need to resend the invitation. So that's simple and easy. It's just a flip of a switch. So what's going to happen is over the next week, we're going to be resending out invitations for those of you that have not set up your account that are online. But if you sit here and you still haven't got it, give us a call. We're going to be able to set it up. Again, a lot of what I discussed today, I'm going to be using the term flip a switch because for us, that's all it is just flipping a switch. So now let's just take, for example, that everybody here does have their account set up. So we're just going to assume that everybody here has their account set up. Now, I need to share my screen here. Okay, so y'all can all see the screen right now. This is our website, www.preceptwm.com. Okay, this is where we have everything. This is the new redesign. You can read more about us. We have educational resources, upcoming events, which I'll discuss towards the end. Ministry, contact. But this is the button that you're concerned with, is the login button. So go to www.preceptwm.com. And then what you're going to do is hit the login button. And then you get a nice little screen like this. Okay. And now to help everybody out, I created a dummy client. Okay. And you will see who one of my favorite musicians is, but unfortunately, he is not a client of mine. So let's see what this client looks like. So I'm going to log in. And we have Steve and Mary Perry. If you are not familiar with who Steve Perry is, lead singer, was the lead singer for Journey, which Journey will be performing at the rodeo this Thursday. Okay, so now after we've hit the button, now we have our account, and this is what the main page of your account is going to look like. Excuse me. So on our first screen, we have our name, Steve and Mary Perry. They're married. Okay. And we're going to see that they have their net worth, their investments. We're going to dive into more of that in just a little bit. Now, what I want everybody to know is output quality is only as good as input quantity. So therefore, the more information that we can put into this website, the better it will function. So when you first come onto this website, you're going to see that net worth and the investments. all of the accounts that you have with us should automatically populate with the prior day's close. Okay. Now, just a special note that if you don't see your account, or if for some reason your account or accounts you see multiple times, please let us know. Because again, it's just that we have to flip a switch. And sometimes oversights do happen. So don't panic, easy fixes. Again, it's just a flip of a switch. So if you don't see an account, or if you see the account twice on there, then you want to flip the switch. All right. The next part is that because some companies will not have their information in digital format, some of these accounts may not flow into the system. So again, don't panic. We've got that covered. Again, we just have to flip a switch. But these accounts can be like insurance contracts, fixed and index annuities, CDs, etc. Again, don't panic. Just send us a note and say, hey, can you flip that switch? I am missing such and such account. Okay, now here's a cool feature. So if you come over here and you can go to add account. So I'm just going to click on add an account. And let's say you want to add a bank account. Okay, so I went in here and I said, okay, I have a bank account, my checking account. I want to add a cash account. Okay, let's just say we're going to call this one, I don't know, Frost Bank. Okay, cash. Well, whose name is on this account? Is it Steve? Is it Mary? Or is it both? And now, what you're going to need to do, because you're adding this onto this website, you're going to have to keep up with it. Now, I don't want to give away any secrets, but hint, hint, as for now, we can't bring it in, okay? But at a later date, hopefully, we'll be able to allow you to be able to import into into this website. So if you have an account with Frost Bank or somebody else, or let's just say you have a bank account or an insurance policy, a credit card, or not that I would know why yet you wouldn't have another brokerage account with a different firm, but let's say you do. Or what about a 401k, 403b, or any other financial account? You can add it in here. And so this way, this allows us to be able to, one, help you better plan, but two, help you better track your assets. Now, here's a big question that that populates. Now, it's not going to be on this one, and I'm going to go back to it in just a second. So let's just make up a value. Let's say you have $10,000 in this account. Okay, holding value is the same. Okay, this is just a bank account. So we'll just press save right here. Okay, and now voila, here it is. Frost Bank is showing up. Now, the other part is you see taxable and tax advantage. Well, Kyle, how do I know if it's taxable or tax advantage? Don't worry, let the computer do the work. The website will automatically classify it. So you can add in all different types of accounts. Like I said, you can add in credit cards, you can add in taxable accounts, you can add in tax advantage accounts. Those are IRAs, qualified plans, life insurance policies. Now, right here, it has protection. You know, what type of insurance policies do you have out there? So it will list all the insurance policies. So now that we have completed that part, we've added the account. So what else is out there? Let's take a look at the organizer. So I came up here to this top bar and I press organizer. Man, this is where you can start putting in, adding in your own information. You can add in Here's your name. I made up, and that actually is Steve Perry's birthday. I looked it up. Not that I know it off the top of my head, but that is really Steve Perry's birthday. And of course, he's like a rock star, so he married somebody younger than he. Um, and then you can look at all of your accounts together, and it's going to pull everything up, and it's going to give you the values as of dates. And now I went in and manually added this, so that's why this says manually added. It will also say needs attention. So if there is a break in the link, and we don't have to worry about that right now. So you should never see this pop up within the next, immediate future. So you don't have to worry about that part. But anything that is through us will automatically pre-populate, and it will say last updated, and it'll always be the night prior. So let's go back to Organizer. And then we could just add in different features right here. So here's one that a lot of people like to do, and I'm going to give you a little bit of warning here. Don't cheat the system on risk tolerance questionnaire. You can go in here and click on risk tolerance, and you can fill out this risk tolerance questionnaire. Well, there we go. And this is going to tell you what your risk tolerance level is. A lot of times people will come in and they're like, oh, I'm conservative. And then we look at their account statements and like, oh my gosh, they're really aggressive. But this really gives us a great temperature of what your risk tolerance really is. So with that part, that's why I say don't cheat the system, because you can go back in and you can change the answers and play around with it. Go with whatever comes up first. All right, the next one, let's go back. I hit a breadcrumb right here. That's what that's called, is a little breadcrumb, the back button. You can add in professional contacts. Now, my wife and I just had our attorney, Malcolm Deshawn, update our wills. And he gave us a written contact sheet just like this one. Now, you can utilize this and you have it in a digital format. From a personal standpoint, yearly, I receive about 2 to 3 calls from heirs that are looking for accounts because they find my business card somewhere and they are spending hours tracking down where accounts are. For Lindsay, David, and I, we can see who you have written in as your professional contacts. Don't worry, we're not going to call anybody. Our number's on here. But if you were to have an heir call us up and says, my mom passed away, my dad passed away, um, who else do they have accounts with? We can go on here and we can look and we can be able to provide your heir that information. Now, it's just not that easy. If anybody has sat here and had to deal with Lindsay, David, or I, whenever it came to a client passing away, we're going to ask a lot of security information. And then, of course, we're going to ask for a death certificate. So don't just think the random Joe can call us up and say, hey, I want to get access to this account. Then, so that's the really cool part about professional contacts, is that you can sit here and add those individuals in there. The next one is workshop. Okay, well, let me say this when it comes to workshop. I guess with me online, it's going really slow. But we don't write these workshops. These are streamed in from an outside source. So please, please, please don't hang us if you see something that you don't quite agree with. We pay for this service to have this in. This is just for educational purposes. If you see something that you like, please ask us. We'll be glad to discuss this more. So that's what this whole workshop is about. It's just for more videos. And like I showed you a few minutes ago, real briefly, on the Precept website, you can go in and watch the videos that we have created. Now, Investments, this is just going to give a brief overview of investments. So it's not like there's going to be a lot right here, but as you can see, all the accounts that we just inputted are going to flow in. The only problem is, since that we don't have a client and I can't really produce a real client and have their information flow in, just know that your account will be showing up also in this, and this is where you can get the breakdown even further. All right. Now, this next part is probably one of my most favorite parts of this new website, and this is the vault. Okay, so as you can see, there are two folders in here: shared documents and my private documents. Okay, first is the shared documents. This is where you can safely and securely pass us documents, where you can send us documents. Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmail, etc. If you have a free email address that doesn't have security behind it, your documents are not safe and secure. So what happens is you can go on here, click on shared documents, and then, sorry, a lot of y'all, it's going to pop up right here where our video is going on if you have it downsized. But if you don't, here you can press the upload button and you can upload documents in there. A lot of times people sit here and tell me, well, Kyle, I don't have a scanner. Yes, you do. We all have these smartphones now. And all these smartphones sit here, and if you take a picture, that becomes your scanner. So that was just real quick on that one. So this is a way that you can, with confidence, you can pass documents to David, Lindsay, or myself. Now, I'm going to go back to files. I'm going to follow the breadcrumb trail back, go back to files. Now, my private documents. All right. Whenever I go on this website or one of the other advisors or anybody in the office, the only folder that populates for us is the shared document folders. We don't even get this option to see the lock right here that says my private documents. Okay, so we don't even get to see this on our side. So we can absolutely not see what's in this folder. Now, here is, one side on this. I can sit here and I wouldn't be able to even see where it says number of files that are in here to be able to tell an heir, hey, there's some private documents in there. But what kind of documents would you want in here? Hey, you might want to place your will. You might want to place your passport, a copy of your passport, other important information, other certificates that could get lost. Place them in this. So this is like a really important place that you can keep your private information. Now, lastly, there's some other tabs up here. Reports. Hey, this is pretty cool. Right now, we're trying to get a home loan, and because we finally got out of the flood house for all my clients that have had to hear about our house getting flooded multiple times. The county did finally buy us out 2 weeks ago. We closed. Well, we're trying to get mortgage documents or the mortgage for the new house. So what ended up happening here is they always ask for a balance sheet from me. Well, here you go. There's other documents that you can get, other reports. So I see a couple of other clients of mine that are on the phone that have some accounting and HR background. So you're kind of used to these and you're analytical like me. I want to see this kind of information. So this helps us out on our side whenever we're looking at your financial well-being. And on the other side, it helps you out to be able to do your checks and balances. Now, this alerts button, you probably most likely will not be any communication directly on this website. We find that to be very impersonal. So if you see this, it's probably not coming from us. It's probably some other type of alert that's out there, and just click on it. But if you need help, just give us a call. The other one is task. If you want to change task and assign some tasks, I mean, there's all different kind of features that are just added. So this is just something for you to explore. Now, help right here, as you can see, we'll go to, you can add reports, you can reorder favorite reports, join screen sharing session. This is where you and I, or Lindsay and you, or David and you, can sit here and work on something together, and you're looking at the same screen. Whereas, here we're looking at my screen right now. There's also where you can go into settings. Yeah, move this down. And there we go. Sorry, running a little slow. So this is whenever you can go into settings. Now, right now, the feature isn't on here where account information will flow in from outside accounts, but you can always do that whenever it hits one of these warning signs right here. But right now, there's not really much that you would want to do on settings. Now, security is, of course, like your typical, where you can change your password. Okay, so that basically wraps this up. Now, the one thing that happens, and I get this question a lot, so I'm gonna hit this question real quick. But the question I get a lot is, Kyle, I can't get into my account. I don't know what's happening. So, as a safety precaution, and here's the biggest thing, we are huge concern about safety of your personal information. Okay, so what ends up happening is, there a feature is, if you don't log on to your account within 60 days, it's going to lock your account. All you have to do to unlock the account is click on reset password, or it says forgot password, excuse me, at that very first screen that I went to, and it said forgot password. And so what ends up happening there is, that's whenever you will find, here, let me see if I can replicate it again. Sign out, forgot password. So if for some reason you go, I have it written down here, it's written in my notes. So what happened is, you probably haven't logged in within 60 days. So you just click on forgot password.
Hello, Kyle.
Hi. I'm trying to look real quick. Oh, there it is. Hey, Charles. How
Yeah,
you doing, Charles?
I have a couple of questions,
Okay.
especially, I've been on this since almost it was in trial mode. I don't know if you remember back to that.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, I definitely remember.
Yeah. uh, I guess one of the questions is, how often does the investment update?
Okay,
It
it's
looks
it's
like to me that like say you close on Friday, it won't update till sometime Monday, or if there's a holiday, Tuesday.
You're correct at that. It's supposed to update nightly, but like this morning, it didn't have yesterday's close updated. And I would have to go, out there and look, because I just met with the client earlier that it didn't have the update from yesterday to today, because I looked at her account on my system and there was a different pricing on it. So it's it's only as good as the flow of the information. So sometimes it's pretty accurate. Now, it is not to keep up with real time. And whenever you first were going on and we are discussing the WealthScape aspect of it, see, WealthScape is going to give you real time for individual stocks. This is not going to give you real time. What this is going to do is what this is going to do is allow you to just do a high-end overview. This is really more for you to have the general information. I also warn a lot of people, because actually my appointment prior to this was saying, hey, those that go online and they're constantly looking at it and then watching the news, a lot of times they will okay, I got to make sure that I see that. Sorry, a question popped up. So a lot of times there will be uh, people going on and they get too much access. And what ends up happening is they get really paranoid. So I always tell everybody, be careful on that. Don't get too overwhelmed with the data. And all right,
That's all of it.
no problem. Okay, so I got another question here. Where is the data for this website physically stored? All right. Are there servers in home office area? This is Okay, this is through eMoney, and eMoney is an outside source. I mean, if you can look down at the disclosures on the website, and eMoney has it. Now, where they store their servers, I'm not sure. Um, but what I do know is that and I'm gonna have David send you. I believe you're David's client, but we'll send out everybody. Here, actually, I'll show you, and then we're going to send this slick to you. All right, so you should have be right over here, and we go over here to settings and privacy. So there's a privacy disclosure that's here that you can link on it, but then they have their privacy notice and their security, and we have a slick that we can send out that will give you kind of more of the information that you're looking for as far as the location that this information is. Okay, so for more additional information, you click on here, and so it's going to give you that high-end information of where the encryption is. I mean, they're not going to be able to say where it's actually stored. And I don't know if I could actually get that come out of pry that out of them. Find out. Okay, so so just got a question as far as, can you send me an email link? Yes, we're going to be doing that this week, and if you haven't already got set up, we're going to send you the email link, so you'll be good to go on that. Do I have any more questions? I just didn't want to keep you all up too long. All right. Well, if you do have questions, please reach out to one of us. We'll be glad to walk you through it. It's no problem at all. We want to be able to provide this for you. And just know that this helps you in getting financially prepared. This also helps us so that when we're having a meeting with you or we're reviewing your account, all we have to do is take a look, see if you've added anything, if anything's changed, and it helps us better plan. So I want to thank you all and look forward to next Tuesday. And in the interim, please don't hesitate. So thank you all very much, and y'all have an awesome day.